It was a cold, frigid day in Montgomery, Alabama, as a group of Columbus, Georgia concerned citizens, government, and elected officials who comprise of the Mayor's Commission on Unity, Diversity, and Prosperity traveled over 80 miles to claim a piece of history that many people over the years failed to acknowledge and chose to just forget.
Right, well, this is the Mayor's Commission on Unity, Diversity, and Prosperity, and we decided to come here to Montgomery to see the Lynching Museum because basically there was a national call for all counties nationwide to come and claim their history.
The museum consisted of monuments with names of over 4,000 African American men, women, and children who were unjustly murdered by lynchings throughout this country's ugly history.
I mean, just the human loss, the families that were destroyed, the communities that mourned. The loss can't be underestimated. It was a very powerful journey through history and a very troubling history, in fact. And I think one of the things about these monuments, coming back to claim your history, is that there's so many folks who don't want to think about it because it's so unpleasant, it's so traumatic, and yet we have to. I mean, you have to know about this history. You have to honor and memorialize those that suffered at the hands of it before, frankly, we can heal and go forward.
We only look at ourselves and the group of people that we're in, and I think it's important for this trip is important so that we can learn more history about our city, what's happened, and we can become have more unity within the city from various different groups. I believe there's too much of an us-them attitude amongst a lot of people, and I want to see that go away.
Well, whether you're a city or a country or a planet, unity is strength, diversity is strength. And one of the things we're going to do is continue to work on making sure that we unify the city of Columbus so that everybody's voice counts, everybody has the respect of each other, and we're able to engage in honest, open dialogue so that we can move the city forward.
After visiting the National Lynching Museum, the group stopped by the Equal Justice Initiative Center to talk about the importance of claiming the soil from the lynching sites and listen to a brief discussion on the injustice of mass incarceration.
Those are for these various counties to claim. As you heard, there's counties in Colorado that are working with claiming and recognizing their history. Talbot County in Georgia has already started this process. And so we're here asking questions about how we might be able to claim our monument. And it looks like it starts out with a historic marker process, a soil reclaiming process, as you see here, and then, of course, ultimately, the monument claiming process.
Now, that's going to take a minute. It's not going to be something that's going to happen overnight.
Right.
Do we have a location that we will place on?
That will be all part of this process. I mean, as you heard, the equality initiative here, justice initiative here, pays for those markers. So that part of it's done, but our additional part will be finding where this might be appropriate, having conversations with the community about how they feel about it and where it should go. And I think, as we pointed out here at the end of our conversation, probably the first community discussion we need to have is recognizing why this is important. There will be people that hear this interview that you're taking right now and wonder why in the world we're opening old wounds, why we want to talk about this. And I would suggest to them what they may not be thinking of, or they may not have fully contemplated, is that if we don't recognize and accept this history and understand it as the wounds that people are still carrying around today, who had this happen to them, who were part of the communities that were terrorized, who passed that terror on to their children by telling them not to look a white woman in the eye, by telling them not to bump into a white person, and so forth. That is terror that's passed down through generations. And a lot of times, if you haven't experienced that, you don't even know that it exists. And so we have to start having this conversation so we understand why it's important that future generations know about and remember how lynchings were used to drive us apart and cause us to hate one another.
Reporting for CCG TV Newswatch, I'm Michael King.